Hello, welcome to the game store. How can I help you today? Okay, so you're looking for a controller, maybe a few game suggestions, and a headset. You're looking for the basics, basically, yeah. Okay, that's absolutely amazing, Mom. Good for you. We do have all of that stuff in stock. I've got multiple options for different consoles. I've got some old games, some new games. I've got a brilliant headset that I think would suit you perfectly. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Now for Xbox, I have the Xbox controller. This is just a standard black controller. It takes 2 batteries in the back here, okay? This is applicable with the Xbox Series S and X. Going back further, I'm not too sure how it will run on the older generations of Xbox. I know that it definitely wouldn't work on, say, the Xbox 360, for example. On the new Xbox Series S, I believe it's the new one, it's rather large. This works brilliantly. In my opinion, I have I have played on both PlayStation and Xbox, and I find that the Xbox controller is much more comfortable, typically with where obviously your fingers lay when you're moving it around, rather than your fingers being like this on a PlayStation. Okay, as you can see, the LB and RB buttons are working perfectly fine, as well as the left trigger and right trigger. The A, B, Y and X buttons are all working amazingly. You have an options button here. Obviously you've got the power on. You simply just hold this button down, a light will come up. To sync the controller to your Xbox, you hold this down. You also hold there'll be a similar button on your Xbox which you can hold down, and then it should pair the controller to that Xbox, okay? There's also a button here which is quite inventive, which takes an immediate snapshot or will record your gameplay. So if you're looking to stream or maybe get a thumbnail for a video, that kind of thing, you can just press that button and it immediately goes through. Also have the D-pad here. This is working perfectly, and I think the whole design of this Xbox controller is incredibly sleek and smart looking, in my opinion. Okay. I will set this aside for you. Okay. Now, next, I thought I'd also let you know I do have a variation in blue. It is missing the back which covers the 2 batteries, but if you are somebody who really has a preference towards the colour blue, I do have that here for you as well, okay? Now, secondly, this is a rather older controller. This is a PS4 controller. I believe that this also works with the PS5, but don't quote me on it, okay? It's something that I'll have to look up, but this controller always gives me nostalgia to my first console, playing games like Fortnite, Black Ops 3, and the design is brilliant. It feels like a proper gaming experience. Personally, I find the Xbox controller to be more comfortable, but it's all up to preference. I think you can also access, say, the D-pad and the X, circle, triangle and D button easily by doing this sort of claw finger method. Also the LB and RB keys are all intact, and these, I personally find the Xbox right trigger and left trigger, the slimmer design on the Xbox is more comfortable for me, but it's just up to total preference, okay? If you were to press this button in the middle here, a light would show on. Depending on your battery level, it would typically be a blue light, which would mean that you are connected to your console. You can also plug a headphone into here, and your charging port goes in the front, just here, okay? Now, depending on what console you are after, obviously, it will depend on what you're going to buy today, but we'll set this aside for you. There is also obviously a options button and a share button here, and you can press this button down the middle. I can't totally remember what that button does. I believe it's sort of like an options menu, sort of like the middle button on the Xbox. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for you just so I check some of the buttons. Yep, that's working perfectly. Now, to move on to some games. So, we've got some very, very old games here. Going back to PS3, Xbox 360, Infinity, Grand Theft Auto, Bioshock. But I would assume you'd probably be looking for newer generation games, particularly with the PS4. So we've got 3 games which I can recommend. First of all is God of War. God of War is an absolutely amazing game. I actually bought a PS4 just so that I could play it, because obviously it's not available on Xbox. These 2 other games actually aren't available on the Xbox either. This game has a brilliant mixture of story, strategy, fighting. It can take a little while just to get used to the controls. I'm somebody who just plays Souls games, so I've played Elden Ring, etc. And the violence and the attacks and the sort of interactions that you have are very Souls-like, except that it is easier. I think the relationship you build between, obviously, you have the main character, Kratos, and Atreus, his son, is amazing. There's control for both people, there's customization with armor, with weapons, and it's an amazing story game. The designs, the characters, the dialogue, everything is amazing. But if you're a big story game lover, it's an absolute, you have to play this game. Fun fact, in 2018, this game actually won Game of the Year over Red Dead Redemption, which is very shocking, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Now, this is a game that I haven't played yet. This is the original Spider-Man game. There is a lot of sort of open world aspects to this game, I believe, which you can do. I haven't played this game yet, but I know there is obviously a story element to this as well. If you are a Marvel fan, particularly obviously into Spider-Man, I think this will be a game that you will very much enjoy. So I can show you the back with some bits of artwork. Obviously there's many different methods of attacks that you can use. It's rated as 16, but I would say it's probably for any age, whereas God of War is rated an 18, as there is some profanity in that game, but let's say it would be suitable for anybody. The last game, now this is, I would say, for a slightly older audience, as it is a more difficult game, is Bloodborne. This is classed as a Souls game. It's from Software, who are the same company who released Elden Ring. It's rated as 16. I actually haven't played this game either. I know it's terrible, even though I'm such a Souls lover, but I bought this game because it's only on PlayStation. Okay. Let me read just the sort of blurb that they've got on the back. Okay. A lone traveller, a cursed town, a deadly mystery that swallows everything it touches. Face your fears as you enter the decaying city of Iana, a forsaken place ravaged by a terrible, all-consuming illness. Scour its darkest shadows, fight for your life with blades and guns, and discover secrets that will make your blood run cold, but just might save your skin. This is a very story-based game. There's a lot of action, obviously fighting that you'll get involved with, and it is a bit of a challenge, so I would suggest playing other Souls games before to get used to that style of game. Okay, I'll set this aside for you as well. Yeah, that's amazing. Now lastly, I assume that you'll be needing a headset for today as well, to be able to enjoy and immerse yourself in these games. So I have a Turtle Beach headset here. It is out of the box and it has been used before, but it is in amazing condition. You can see the Turtle Beach logo just in here. It has an adjustable microphone, which you can obviously adjust down to be able to use. It's incredibly adjustable and will fit pretty much anybody's head size. It fits me absolutely perfectly. Now, obviously the cable, I'll show you this, will fit into any controller. I've been using it on my PlayStation controller, but it will also work on PCs and Xbox. So even if you decide to drop a console, you know that it's very easy to swap over and use it on different platforms or consoles. Or, if you want to use it on your laptop versus your Xbox. Okay. You can also see the Turtle Beach logo at the top as well, and they're always incredibly sleek, usually in a black design, and they're incredibly well designed, and as long as you don't sit on it or misuse it, these headsets will last you for a very long time, okay? You want me to set this aside for you? Amazing, absolutely amazing. I love when people can decide on things fast. Well, I think you have an amazing selection of games here, and I think that you've got a good setup, okay? Were you deciding on going for the PlayStation or the Xbox? The big debate. Okay. You think you're gonna go with the PlayStation just because of the games I've suggested? That's totally understandable. You've already got a PS4, yeah, I completely get it, but I would suggest definitely, if you can, try an Xbox as well, and having to go on both consoles, but there are different games for both consoles, okay? You know, you're never going to be able to get the perfect experience on one. You are best off having both, but if it can be expensive, whereas nowadays PS4s, you can get them for maybe £100, $100 roughly. Particularly if you trade in an old console as well, you can usually get good deals, okay? So yeah, you're gonna go with the PS4. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming into the game store today. I will process everything that you've done and we'll get the payment done. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Thank you for coming in.